All right, boys. Another day, another Barneyslayer video. Today, we're gonna be watching this review on episode 11, man. Man, sadly, we recently started watching Barneyslayer's videos. And even though I've known about him for a while because of TikTok, we haven't really been watching too much of his YouTube. So we missed like 10 whole review episodes. GG's. But we're here for the best episode though. Because hey, his title is the greatest ReZero episode ever. Thank you. Barneyslayer agrees, right? This is a fact. This is facts for me, bro. Hey, not even glaze, bro. Not even exaggeration. Let's go.
That was the best ReZero episode of all time that we've
Yes.
gotten up until this point, and what might be the best ReZero episode we will ever get. I truly believe this, and especially after having a day to sit on my thoughts and think about it, I believe it even more. So if you enjoy ReZero, if you enjoy this type of content, make sure
Oh shit. We gotta move, guys. We gotta move. He always uses the right. Gotta move. We gotta move. Here. And then we gotta move y'all over here, man. Okay. Alright. Right here should be good. Okay. Alright, let's go. Wait. Little bit more. We should be good.
make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'm going to get right into the video. Now, the first thing I want to address is the few complaints I have been seeing. You know, yes, there are complaints. I know, shocker, because the episode was amazing, but
it doesn't matter how good a fucking episode is, people are gonna complain. Okay? Alright? People are always gonna complain, man.
But here and there, I have seen complaints. And the first one of those I want to address is the pacing. Now, guys, a lot of people are trying to act as if the pacing was sped up from the novels within the anime, which it was a teeny bit. But I remember, and I don't know if you guys have read the ReZero web novel or light novel, some of you have. What's it called? The pacing within the novels for these chapters was also just like blitz speed, blitz. So all the anime is doing is reiterating this. Like, true
pacing was fast? In the beginning? But it wasn't bad. Like, I liked it. If anything, I liked the pacing being that fast, bro. Bro, I was hyperventilating, bro. I almost just passed out in the beginning of the reaction, bro. I was like, what the fuck? There's too much going on, bro. I was overwhelmed. But I was overwhelmed in a good way. Was the pacing really that fast? Was it really that big of an issue, bro? Come on, man. Yo, come on, man. Chill out. Chill out on that, bro. Apparently, even in the novel, it's like that, bro. I don't really see the issue with that, man.
Truly, a lot of stuff happened just this fast within the novels during all of this. Now, that complaint is one thing. That one is whatever, okay? If you think the pacing is a little fast, whatever. The one that is really nagging me, and I got multiple comments about this, is which honestly, I don't know how you can get 4 seasons into ReZero and even come about with this idea. People are upset that Subaru dies after, you know, coming to terms with what was going on and like having that moment of development and acceptance. Guys, that is the point of Return by Death. There is not one death wasted.
No, that's not why people are complaining about this. No, that's not why people are complaining about this. Not is considered the best, or if not the best episode so far for ReZero, but how can one actually enjoy the moment when all there is, if one major thing goes wrong, he just has to return by death to redo the error? What the fuck do you think ReZero's about? What do you think he's been doing this entire time? And also, everyone would be dead. Am I the only one who felt the episode was a little bad? Yes, you're the only one. I feel like everyone talked way too fast. And I couldn't feel sad for Barusu. Since I know it's gonna restart again. I don't know, this might just be me. Love the show, though. I just lost brain cells. And no disrespect, right? You know? You're probably a kind, you know? You said this very respectfully, right? But I just gotta say how it is. I low-key lost brain cells in this. I couldn't feel sad for Subaru since I know he's gonna restart again. This logic is so crazy. You're pretty much saying that, like, no matter what pain he goes through, no matter what he goes through, you're not gonna feel bad because he can just come back. How did you make it this far? Correct! Like, what? So I guess that, like, him getting eaten by bunnies, right? Like, very traumatizing. The bunnies going inside and eating him from the inside, right? And torturing him. So I guess that moment, he didn't feel sad because he's gonna restart, guys. Guys, he's just gonna restart anyway. What the fuck? Yo, if we apply logic to any death like that is or like any loop like that, bro, that's fucking crazy. Oh yeah, season 1, episode 7, right? Where he was crying to Rem and Rem was killing him and he was crying and all that, right? And being tortured by Rem and then Rem killed him, right? And I didn't feel bad because he was gonna restart anyway. Yo, man, yo, bro, what a start to the video, bro. What the fuck?
Point of return by death. There is not one death wasted within ReZero. Subaru always going to die. He's always going to get some sort of point, development, information, so on and so forth, you know, that he learns through that failed loop, and he's going to take going forward. The only
Yes.
reason you haven't seen it yet is because we were left on a cliffhanger with the first half of this season ending. But it's made very evidently clear by Subaru saying, I'm back, or, you know, I'm not going to give
Yes.
up after he goes ahead and dies that final time and, you know, comes through the loop. Like, come on.
That's the important thing. Bro, I'm gonna crash out. We're only like 2 minutes into the fucking video. I'm gonna crash out with people. No, 1 minute and a half. It's all about the resolve. It's all about learning. It's all about moving forward. That is the whole point of Return by Death. He keeps the memories. He keeps the knowledge of his loops, so he can and he moves forward. Right? His character also develops. Right? That's the point of Return by Death. The whole point that he remembers, but no one else does. No one else knows what he's going through. But the whole point is that he's able to get this resolve and move forward, knowing that no one else will know what he's going through. No one else will know about his failed loops. No one will know about the pain and the torture he goes through. But he still moves forward, right? And the most important thing about it is like how he goes about it, his resolve. It all matters because the only person who can determine what really makes a change, right, is himself when in terms of his mentality, because no one will truly understand him. The only person that can truly understand what's going on is himself because he's the only one who can remember every single second. And that's the whole point of it. That's the beautiful thing about it. Why do you think that episode hit so hard? Why did that episode hit so hard? Why did season 4, episode 11 hit so hard? Because why? Because he is the only one who will remember everything. Even if we had that beautiful Amelia moment, even if we had that good Anastasia and Betty moment, everyone will forget, everything resets, and he's the only one who keeps those moments, right? And that's the special thing about it. And that's what pretty much fuels his resolve. And that's why he said, I'm back. I'm ready. Okay, I'm locked in. I understand why these people love me. I understand everything about that, right? Now I gotta lock in. And boom, we got it. Come on, man. Really? Oh my god, bro. Like, it's crazy to think that, like, that's actually, like, a case, bro. That's actually a case. That's actually a complaint. Son.
No, I'm not going to give
We're
up
losing
after
it.
he goes ahead and dies that final time and, you know, comes through the loop. Like, come on, how much more obvious could it be? And so much of the point of ReZero and Return by Death as a mechanism is one that, you know, is able to give Subaru this development and, you know, show him the wrong route, show him the right things. We've had stuff like this happen before in ReZero also. Like, think all the way back to Arc 2 in Season 1. Like, this happened. Think all the way back to Arc 4. This also happened. Like, I don't know. I just don't get that complaint. Like, that is a core critique of ReZero within itself. And, like, if you're trying to say that this is, like, the one bad episode of ReZero just because that happened, it, like, doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make sense. And it's surprising that you even made it this far. Like, what the fuck? The fact that you like the fact that like if you have this complaint and you made it this far, what the fuck? How? Like what? But yeah, that is fucking insane, bro. Like, you know what's a good example? You know what's a good example of a moment or an episode where so back to the point of like no one would truly understand Subaru because no one will obviously I guess like understand in the sense of knowing every loop and every memory, of course, right? No one will ever experience what he's experiencing. A good example of like characters not experiencing that, right? What Subaru's going through, but still being able to care for him. There's many examples of this, and that's the beautiful thing. That the characters, like Amelia, like Rem, they love Subaru so much, they care for Subaru so much, that even if they don't have the full context, they don't know exactly what's going on, they still comfort him, they still care for him. For example, Season 1, Episode 8, right? That was the episode, the lap pillow, right? The lap pillow episode, the first ever lap pillow of Amelia, and where Subaru was crying in her lap. Amelia's point of view, in a couple of days, like, she doesn't really know him. But for Subaru's point of view, it's been so long, so many failed loops, so much pain, right? Amelia doesn't know that, but she still comforts Subaru. She's still by Subaru's side. That's why it's such a beautiful story. That's a beautiful aspect of Return by Death. Then what happened in episode 18? Rem loves Subaru, cares for Subaru, lifts him up. She obviously doesn't have any context at all of what the fuck happened. Like, why Subaru's saying that like he can't, like he feels useless. He feels like like he hates himself. Like he feels like he can't do anything. Like she doesn't exactly know what the fuck is going on with the context. But what does she do? She's still there for him and cares for him and lifts him back up. That's the beautiful aspect of Return by Death and ReZero as a whole. A very important, vital aspect of it that other stories don't have. And that's why I just don't get this complaint. Do you realize how good that sounds? Like how peak that sounds, that aspect of Return by Death? The fuck are we talking about right now, man?
Episode of ReZero just because that happened. It like doesn't make sense to me. But on a real note though, I want to go over why I truly do think this is the best ReZero episode. And that has to do with what this episode is able to instill within its dialogue, within what it is trying to portray. And that is the value of a name, the value of identity, and how important that is to us. Subaru Natsuki is somebody we have seen from the moment he got isekai to the ReZero world, whether it be that first time all the way back in season 1 or it be now within season 4. He values names so much. The very first thing he asks Amelia, memories or not, is what is your name? And that is because Subaru Natsuki is somebody who holds the concept of a name core to himself. Names are more or less vocal bridges or, external bridges to what our internal thoughts and, mindset is. I want you to think of somebody right now. Think of a name, whether it be your mom, a friend, a lover, so on and so forth. When you say that name out loud or think of that name, that elicits an emotion within you, right? Yes. Well, that's...
Wow, Cook. He wasn't wrong. He put a text. He was going flow state. Cook. Legit. The importance of the name of identity. Like it's such an important thing. And pretty much this episode portrayed that so perfectly, so well. Like just one name, just hearing a name fills you with so many different emotions and thoughts sometimes, right? Or like every time. I mean, like you think of a certain person and their name and you're like, oh yeah, that person, right? And then the memories start flowing. And that's crazy. Kind of a cool, yeah, man.
Think of that name, that elicits an emotion within you, right? Yes. Well, that's because names are just the connections to that inner thought and that inner mindset that we all have regarding somebody, those inner emotions. No matter how you feel after the fact, there is an initial emotion elicited or an initial thought that is brought about subconsciously, and you can't change that. Somebody like Subaru Natsuki, somebody who has struggled with his identity and his name since a young age due to the constant comparisons of his father, always being compared to, this perfect type of figure, somebody who is unachievably equivalent, trying to not be able to do that. And Subaru going into all these different routes, whether it being the smartest, the funniest, the fastest, so on and so forth, and trying to fulfill that vessel, made him, not confident in the name, the identity that is Subaru Natsuki, going through all these different routes, trying to be all these different things, instead of just trying to be himself, made him more or less abstract of the identity that is Subaru Natsuki, and made him, give up on life, become a Hikikimori, and do nothing with his life, and feel as if he was wasted. So when he was isekai to the ReZero world all the way back within season 1, he's thrusted into a position where he is under the assumption that he's not going to have to stand up to any mantle or stand up to any person and, just be himself. He could actually carve an identity that is a hero, or try to be like the people he saw within the isekai or the fantasies he saw growing up. But in this case, in this scenario, the core difference is, well, now he is being yet again compared to a name, but that name is not his father this time. Instead, it is the name of Subaru Natsuki. And the
he's in flow state right now. Bro, he's fucking cooking like crazy right now. He wasn't lying. Holy shit. This is the type of shit that I see him do on TikTok and shit, bro. I'm scrolling, bro. He do just be entering flow state. Like he's cooking like crazy right now. And yes, the expectations. It goes back to living up to expectations and what expectations are being put on him. Parent and child is such an important episode, such a vital episode in ReZero, man. That's where we truly saw the comparisons of him and his dad, right? And pretty much what he mentioned, right? He's trying to go all these different paths and trying to live up to that name, right? Trying to live up to his dad, right? But here, it's actually just, it's crazy. Here is his own name. He's trying to live up to himself. But it's even crazier because he's trying to live up to a version of himself that he himself can't even believe, which makes it even harder. A version of himself that he himself can't even believe, and all these people around him, right, are saying that they care for him, and all these people around him are saying yo, you were this, you were that, and he's like, what the fuck, right? And that fucks him up even more, especially with what he's gone through in the past with his dad and all those expectations that were laid upon him. So in the end, it didn't even matter if he was in like the normal world, the regular world, right? In real life. He got isekai and he's still dealing with the same shit. That's a crazy fucking parallel, bro. Like, even in the isekai world, he's dealing with the problem of expectations and all these expectations being put on him, bro. That's wild, bro.
Yet again compared to a name, but that name is not his father this time. Instead, it is the name of Subaru Natsuki. And the beautiful aspect of Arc 6 is this is only one facet of it. There
Yeah.
is two archetypes of Subaru Natsuki that our current Subaru Natsuki is being compared to. There is one, the one that his friends are showing him, this Subaru Natsuki who is amazing and great. These people
Yeah.
who are putting his trust in him unequivocally and, relying on him as he says, so on and so forth. And then there's the other Subaru Natsuki, the Subaru
Yep.
Natsuki who is trying to be betrayed to him through other lenses, the flash outs, the flashbacks, the one who, did what he did to Meili. And then there is the
Mhm.
current Subaru Natsuki, somebody who is in between the middle of that, somebody who is getting mentally jumbled up on what the identity of Subaru Natsuki even is. Who are you,
Yes.
as he reiterates time and time again. And so what this episode of ReZero is able to do is we are able to get a full-blown confrontation of this current Subaru Natsuki's, identity issues and his identity struggles, where he full-blown just crashes out on everybody around him because the tumultuous
Mhm.
task of being compared to Subaru Natsuki has taken a heavy toll on his mentality and his mindset, and these just contrasting juxtapositions, like ideas of that name, of that concept, mixed with his previous thoughts from his old world, it has made him want to give up on himself more or less. It has made him want to just go back and give up on everything.
Yep.
But the
Yep. And there's two things about this. Number one, it's just hard to, you know, take that into consideration because having to live up to another person, he's already gone through this shit before. So now it's pretty much just being like pushed even like because like obviously in real life, okay, obviously in the real world it's fucking different, dude. Like it's so fucking different, man. Like he's trying to live up to expectations of his dad, right? Like whether it be like in athleticism or maybe studies or whatever the fuck. But in here, you're trying to live up to yourself, but you're in a world where, bro, you literally got thrown in here and you just die back to back. You go through so many traumatic experiences, so it's like not only are you traumatized and you're affected by the issue of living up to expectations, and you've already gone through that, and you know damn well how much that sucks. Now you also got to deal with the other shit around you, like with everything else around you, with little death itself. When you were literally just like a normal person, you were just with your parents, and you got transported here and pretty much instantly started fucking dying and getting tortured and all that shit, bro. Started losing yourself mentally. Like, man.
his mindset, and these just contrasting juxtapositioning, like ideas of that name, of that concept, mixed with his previous thoughts from his old world, it has made him want to give up on himself more or less. It has made him want to just
Yeah.
go back and give up on everything. But
And that's what Subaru always like, especially in season 1, right? Like we always saw like this I also in season 2, right? But you know, Subaru's Subaru's like that, like what's the word I'm looking for here? Kind of like his like personality or the way that he makes his choices, right? Like especially if we take into account a Subaru with no development, he always wants to run away. He always wants to hide away. So that's also another thing that he obviously wanted to do as well in these moments in these past episodes. Like he is another sad thing that he also mentioned literally this episode was like he wants to disappear. He wants to like fully fade away. Like that's so sad. And it's even crazier because he's just saying he doesn't even want to like fully exist.
back
Man.
and give up on everything. But the beauty of this episode is the growth we see from a character such as
Mm-hmm.
Amelia. And not even just that, but the growth we have seen from every single character around Subaru. All of
Yeah.
that growth, their unequivocal trust in him, their ability to go ahead and go forth and actually change their mind about him, or shouldn't even say change their mind, but put their hopes and aspirations into him and not call him a bad guy and, say, okay, well, you're still Subaru Natsuki at his core, is so amazing because that is all due to Subaru Natsuki. Subaru Natsuki is the one who elicited this through his own actions and his own decisions. This
Exactly. And that's also why I think this is my favorite episode because we had so many different POVs and so many different like characters have their development and their moments. And episode 18, like I gotta compare it to episode 18 because like obviously that's like my previous go, is peak as well. But its focus is two characters. pretty much, right? Obviously, we had the characters at the beginning, right? We had Petsugi's and Puck, but the main focus, right? Obviously the from Zero is Rem and Subaru, right? And the fact that like this episode was able to show pretty much every character, especially all the build up of the entire season, led up to that moment, all the struggles that Subaru's gone through, and pretty much just go all out for one episode. And then we also have the special moment at the very end of Amelia. I think that everything that we went through in this episode all together just makes up what a goat episode really is. 8 out of 10 episode. Just flawless from beginning to end. Just flawless character writing. Like it's just so good.
That is all due to Subaru Natsuki. Subaru Natsuki is the one who elicited this through his own actions and his own decisions. This episode is beautiful because within this short 25-minute time frame, we are able to see Subaru Natsuki make decisions instinctively of his own accord, not
Yeah.
trying to be, the previous Subaru Natsuki and live up to him, or try to be this hero type of isekai figure and live up to that. Within a moment of stress and despair, he makes decisions that go ahead and prove that at his core, he is just an amazing guy. He is a great guy. He yells out to Julius when somebody is behind him, even though, you had Mei's mental thought process going forth and telling him, don't do it, don't do it. He goes ahead. He couldn't even put Anastasia out of her misery. He couldn't even do it. He didn't have the strength to do that. And she recognizes that and say, okay, well, I forgive you, Subaru Natsuki. I see now, okay, like I was being mean. I wasn't being fair to you. So
Yes, the realization of the characters and how wrong they were, and they're like, such a beautiful fucking episode, man. Like the Anastasia, or I guess like Echidna moment of her, like, man, that hit so hard. When Subaru was holding the rock and he let go, he could not do the final blow to put her out of her misery, and she was like, "You can't even hold a rock properly to finish me off to put me out of my misery. I'm sorry, Subaru, for doubting you." Wow, that hit, man. Like that shit was hit, dude. That shit hit, man. That shit was such a good moment, and it just goes to show the development and all how good moments each character had, and how pretty much each character had their time to shine as well. Like, man, and also the fact that Subaru, at his core, is still Subaru, and the fact that like he came to the realization that's also such an important moment in Nubaru's development. The realization that I need to be myself, right? I need to try and find my own identity. Because at the end of the day, if I'm trying to chase someone else's identity, someone that is not me right now, I'm gonna fucking lose it. It's not gonna work out. I'm gonna get stressed. I'm gonna feel anxious, right? All the torture, right? Not even just physical, all the mental torture, all of this like agony. Like I gotta just focus on myself. I gotta push forward, have resolve, and now that I know about the people that care for me, all the people around me, I can definitely do that. I am for sure now. I'm ready to do what I have to do. I'm back. And that's why he says I'm back at the end. Like, God, that, bro, episode is just like peak, bro. It's just, fiction doesn't get better than this, man. And yeah, also I can saying that like this is the only way I can repay Anna. I'm just gonna I'm not gonna switch. I'm gonna just maintain the pain. I'm gonna like just keep the pain, bro. Right? So Anna doesn't take the pain and switch and kind of have like what happened in episode 3. Rough episode, bro.
say, okay, well, I forgive you, Subaru Natsuki. I see now, okay, like I was being mean. I wasn't being fair to you, so on and so forth. He, of course, defends Beatrice at every single given point. She puts
Yeah.
her hope in him. And then, of course, there is Amelia at the end of the episode who goes to help him. And it's all of these different factors elicited that is penultimately built up together to have the Subaru and Amelia conversation, in
Yep.
which Amelia is able to reiterate that point, reiterate all the moments she had with Subaru Natsuki, even though he straight up says, I don't remember. I can't remember any of that. But her point is not that. Her point is that this is still Subaru at his core, because all of those moments were possible with that Subaru Natsuki. That Subaru Natsuki is no different from this Subaru Natsuki. They are the same person. That Subaru Natsuki was able to have those moments, and there's no reason this Subaru Natsuki can't. And that is what she is trying to convey to Subaru. And the beauty of it all and the growth we have seen from Amelia is where you had a season 1 Amelia who needed this constant explanation and could not, just understand what Subaru was going through, I guess you could say, on the surface, because obviously Subaru couldn't talk about all of his issues because of Return by Death, and he can't talk about what he's doing. Now she is able to understand, and not only that, but convey back emotions of love to Subaru and understand what he is going through. And
That is the like people who say that Amelia doesn't have development. My camera's going out of focus. My camera's crying again. The people who say that Amelia has no development, no important development, like no Like nothing like that. Please shut up. Like this also goes back to what I said earlier. She doesn't the importance of like not really knowing like what the fuck is going on, but still being able to convey her feelings and her care, and pretty much being able to use what she has into her disposal. Like, hey, you don't remember, but the reason that I'm telling you all this is not so you remember. It's or like try to remember. It's a whole different point. You're still Subaru. You're still Subaru. The only difference is that you haven't gone through everything before, right? But you're still Subaru at your core. What who you are, who you truly are, how you truly act, right? That is all going to stay the same. At the end of the day, you're the same person, right? There's no difference there. It's just one has gone through more and has more experience, right? And you just got here. There's no difference. That's the only difference, bro. At your core, you're still the same guy. And also another point of like, Amelia saying that it's not even just to also like help him realize like he's the same person, it's also just to show him how great of a person he is. How like and how much he has saved her, saved everyone, the impact, right? And it's like and she's not even just talking about a past Subaru, the other Subaru. Oh, but she's pretty much saying like, hey, you are the same person, which means that you are the same way and you would probably do the same thing. And I love you. Like, that's such a man, bro. I think Subaru fell in love twice, bro. Hell, man, I think she was about to kiss him. I think she was about to kiss him there too. And that is the first time that we actually like get also like this, like also like Amelia moment of her conveying her love, like truly conveying her love, right? And it's a very sad thing that it was a failed loop, but at the end of the day, it goes back to the beauty of Return by Death and, you know, the point of this whole story. She's not gonna remember, but Subaru will. And because of what Subaru went through, and because of what Subaru heard in that moment, he's able to move forward. And Amelia will never know that she literally pretty much saved them. But Subaru will know, and that's all that fucking matters. And now he's locked in to move forward. That's the beautiful thing about Return by Death, bro.
Emotions of love to Subaru and understand what he is going through, and her ability to recognize the struggle and the pain he has within this episode,
Yeah.
despite him within that moment, freaking out on her and lashing out on her within the moment, and her just staying calm is just what makes it so utterly amazing. It's
Yeah.
such a strong sense of character growth from her all the way back within season one, somebody who couldn't handle that, as she straight up says herself, and tried to throw the problem away and run away from the issues. But she saw through that. Subaru Natsuki was undoubtedly devoted to her and went back to her all the way back within season one. And it's with this, development that we've had from arc 4 and onwards that makes her one of my favorite characters within ReZero, and one that I think is just so extremely misunderstood and underrated. She understands and empathizes with Subaru's issues on so many different accords. They have such a healthy relationship because they're both able to understand that they don't need to explicitly communicate everything to each other at every given moment. They can understand that there is stuff going on, things that shouldn't be understood, but because this connection is real, because this connection is true, you shouldn't have to explicitly explain everything. You shouldn't.
Exactly. You don't have to explicitly explain everything. You have to say everything. And she is such an underrated character. She is. She really is underappreciated. I swear she is. Maybe not underrated. I don't know if underrated is like the correct term for here. Underappreciated, I think. I think a lot of people underappreciate Amelia, man. Like, I definitely think so. And I feel like people really downplay like how good of a relationship Subaru and Amelia really have, They have such an amazing relationship. Seeing both of their growth from season one to now. Like I knew that like this shit was something special. Like we're developing like season two, bro. Season two did so much for Amelia, like and for Subaru as well. Like obviously both of them, but like, notice how like every season their characters just grow so much more, especially when they're together. Like together they have grown so much, man.
Things that shouldn't be understood, but because this connection is real, because this connection is true, you shouldn't have to explicitly explain
Real connection.
everything. You shouldn't have to explicitly explain all your reasonings. There shouldn't have to be a reason other than love than why you do something for somebody. And this episode is able to.
It's oh my god, that's such an important like. At the end of the day, it's not even just about understanding sometimes. It's not even just about understanding sometimes, needing to know every single like aspect of what's going on in the situation. It's also what love. Like, you don't need a concrete, like, explanation, like, actual, like, solution. It could just be love, and love is all you need sometimes, right? Like, pretty much kinda like, oh, like this episode, bro, what Amelia was conveying, bro. Because Amelia was obviously conveying, like, all the reasons, and obviously we already talked about that, literally just now, right? Um, but her pretty much just, like, this whole thing about just conveying her love, and conveying your love is the most important thing, especially, right? For the people you care about. And sometimes that's all you need, right? So such an important aspect of the relationship too. And something that Amelia hasn't like shown yet. So I explicit like, yo, I love you and that's my why. Like we haven't seen that yet. So that was a beautiful thing as well, like being able to kind of see that moment. But that's also another thing of like we don't really need to like see it though. Because like I always knew she loved them. I always knew like obviously they love each other. Like they have such a good relationship. Like that's also another example of like, yo, you don't need to show it to the viewer, honestly. Like you can just tell. Like I could just tell like they loved each other. And Emil loves Super, of course, but I guess it's also very nice to get a confirmation, right? And we also had an amazing moment with that. So, it's a win-win.
Explain all your reasonings. There shouldn't have to be a reason other than love than why you do something for somebody.
Hmm.
And this episode is able to make that declaration and bring it all together through Subaru's own words, where he is able to look at himself from an objective standpoint and
Yes.
acknowledge everything he has done, even within this current loop, this current Subaru Natsuki, the one who was entrusted by Julius and
Hmm.
did so forth and went to help Anastasia, the one who was forgiven by Anastasia and wasn't able to put her out of her mercy, the one who Amelia then and there was able to put her hope in, that
Mm.
current Subaru Natsuki. And he was able to realize that and affirm that he can be that person. And it's just all so good. It's so amazing. And when you have this with the two contrasting ideas of Subaru Natsuki
Yeah.
mixed with Meili also throwing in her own words, her own quips, so on and so forth, the directing of that was honestly amazing, by the way.
Hmm.
Subaru trying to dodge and run around, her comments, her words, all of those sort of things. For me, that is the penultimate of ReZero. People who are able to put their trust, their faith into the name, a value, the value of a name,
Yes.
the value of an identity, a label. It is so important. People don't realize that these connotations and these ideas that we attach to ourselves have so much more meaning than whatever arbitrary, thing they may be on the surface. You call someone mom, you just say, okay, well, it's just mom, but deep down that elicits an emotion in you, right? Yes. The
Hmm.
same way Subaru Natsuki is able to elicit an emotion in not only all these characters around him, but that name elicits an emotion within himself, an emotion of hate, an emotion of sorrow that is built up upon years of self-proclaimed evidence and biased, perception of self that is built upon him giving up and doing all these sort of things. And it's just made all the more true through an ability like Return by Death, where Subaru is able to see these failed loops and see these things that he did that he, anyone would deem horrible. He deems horrible if someone else did, such as, the killing of Meili. And that
Yeah.
also, that wrench being thrown in there, which I'm being vague about that because there's details about it I don't want to, bring in. But he's
Okay.
seeing these juxtapositioning ideas about himself. And for him, it just doesn't make sense. And so that internal sense of self-worth mixed with the fact that Return by Death is adding another angle to all of this is truly what just makes Subaru so mentally detached from his own perception. So the growth and the ability through a character like Amelia confirming his identity and showing
Yeah.
him that she still cares about him, asking for that name, wanting to hear him say that name, elicit that emotion, not only for her, but for himself above all, and confirm that that is him is just so good. And that's why this is my
Yeah.
favorite episode of
Beautifully said. That's exactly why this peak. Like, I'm glad that he's going into it like this. I didn't really think about how important the value of name is, bro. Like, I absolutely love how he explained that. Like, when you pretty much say someone's name, when you think about someone's name, it elicits an emotion within you. Like, whether it be love or it be hatred, and then you compare that to what Super's going through, and then what Super's going through right now, he hears his name, he hates himself, the self hatred, the self loathing, calling himself garbage. He hates himself. He doesn't like himself. Who would like a person like this? All of that comes into play because of what happens when he hears his own name, which is so sad. What a sad thing that you think of yourself, you hear your own name, especially with other people comparing you to another version of you. And the first thing you think is, why? Why would you like that guy? What's so special about him? What's so good about him? Like, he trashes himself so much. And that's such an important part of his character and the development and why it hits so hard every time Every time he like talks about himself like that, it hurts so much. I hate hearing that, bro. It's so sad. It's so painful. Dead ass, bro. Like the way that he's going at it right now, bro. Yo, Barneyslayer is cooking right now, man. Like the beauty of like the name, like the identity of the name, bro. Man,
That is him is just so good, and that's why this is my favorite episode of ReZero and my
I agree.
favorite moment within all of ReZero. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I don't know. I can't even. I
Yeah,
don't even know. I don't even like. I could talk about this all day, guys.
bro. This is so like dead ass, bro. This shit is so peak. This shit is so peak, man. It's so magnificent, bro. This in episode 18, I could talk about all day. Dead ass. These are the two type of episodes that I could talk about all day. Like, that's why these are my two favorites, dude. It's just, man, it's just the character writing and how much you can speak about it and really like deep dive into it. It's just so fucking so good, bro. So interesting. And sometimes you even learn new things that you haven't even like known about or like noticed once like you rewatch and you rethink and you know, especially like for example, like when I watched this video right here, like how great he explained it, the whole like name stuff, like great, bro, just greatness.
I don't know. I can't even. I don't even know. I don't even like. I could talk about this all day, guys. The concept, it genuinely, that episode had like I rewatched it, had me in tears. It was just,
Yeah.
it's so beautiful. It's so good. That's the best way to explain it. On a more technical note, though, the animation for this episode was super good.
Hmm.
Weirdly, this episode's animation reminded me of seasons two, but like within a good way, if that makes sense. The
Hmm.
character designs almost kind of look like akin to their season two designs. I feel like I don't know. Is that just me? Like not in a bad way. Like not like the down moments of season two's quality, but like
Yeah.
it felt like a season two episode, and maybe.
It felt like a. I think I see what it means. It felt like a season 2 episode, as if the vibe, the story, but in a good way. This pretty much like it's, I guess like in a way, season 2, if it was like polished, we didn't have the issues about like direction, COVID, and every limitation, people leaving, like pretty much a polished version, you know? Because season 2 was obviously peak, and I loved ReZero, it was really good, like season 2. But obviously the issue was like the production, the direction, the animation problems, COVID, and just had so many problems that couldn't they just did not help season 2 excel in the way it did. And that's why it's regarded in terms of ratings and what people think. People don't really think too much about season 2, which should be changed, but that's just how it is. Like if you take a look at the ratings and like what people think of, and just the average opinion, right? Like the average person opinion, like season 2 isn't talked about too much, or like it's like not talked that greatly about, and it's mainly because of that. Obviously, y'all know my opinion on it. Obviously, I love season 2. Arc 4 is peak fiction, but you know, um, that element of pretty much shit falling apart, but even then, with shit falling apart and having animation issues and and all that, it still had like peak moments, and it was good for what it was, man. Like they had the resource, like for what resources they had, they still fucking cooked. Like if anything, I didn't really see like that big of an issue, and I think that that was the best season to have that because it was like so dialogue heavy too, very dialogue heavy, very lore heavy. So at the end of the day, not like it mattered that much, you know. You think Core 2 will also have a repeat name for an episode for previous seasons? Maybe. I wouldn't doubt it, honestly. Honestly, yeah. I wouldn't fucking doubt it. And also, yeah, season 2 was straight world building. That's why it was so peak. The world building, the lore, so much. God, the lore of season 2, bro. The learning, God. My brain felt fried, but it was such a good experience. The the dialogue heavy episodes, the lore heavy episodes, and then the any news after the cut content, bro. Brain was fried, but I loved it, bro. Cause like shit was so good, so interesting, man. Like it was a lot of world building, but it was so necessary and added so much to ReZero.
Down moments of season two's quality, but like it felt like a season two episode, and maybe that's because it was so dialogue heavy, and it reminds me a bit of Arc 4 and some of the
Yeah.
self-realization moments Subaru had within the sanctuary and all those sort of things. But yeah, the episode was just so good. Like I said, with Amelia's character just being thrusted in at every which in turn, making
Hmm.
comments towards Subaru, whether it be Julius, the Reed scene, which by the way, guys, you are not supposed to know how Reed got out of the room yet. He did get out of that room though. One more thing I did want.
Okay. Barneyslayer mentioned it. Ekinet also mentioned it. There's no actual reason. It's just we're not gonna know just yet. Friends, spoiler. So we'll learn eventually, bro.
whether it be Julius, the Reed scene, which by the way, guys, you are not supposed to know how Reed got out of the
Okay.
room yet. He did get out of that room though. One more thing I did want to say also, Subaru at the end, I know it kind of looks like he got his memories back because it's showing all the flashes and thing. No, he did not get
No.
his memories back yet. I saw a lot of anime onlys confused on that, but no. Another thing I want
Yeah, people are actually confused about that. It's crazy. Fair enough, though. I guess like it could be misleading. I'm back. I'm back. But his eyes glistened and he's locked in, so I guess you could like interpret it that way. But crazy.
No, he did not get his memories back
No.
yet. I saw a lot of anime onlys confused on that, but no. Another thing I wanted to talk about, man, Tape is just so utterly like, how do I
Yes.
say this? On the nose with the Satella Amelia connections. When you have like Satella, claiming I love you, I love you, I love you to Subaru, and Amelia being the one who cuts that, it's just
It's just cinema perfection. Crazy. Satella right there saying, I love you, I love you. Satella's there, then Amelia pulls up. Like, come on, man. Really, Tappy? Like, cook, bro.
oh my god, it's so good. As a
Yeah.
whole, man, this ReZero episode was one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen. There's really only,
Yeah.
I think, one moment that could potentially top this within ReZero that, builds upon all of these later ideas or whatever, and it's a later moment within Arc 6 that you guys
Ooh,
will see soon. But I just
ooh,
think from a
okay.
writing perspective, from a climactic perspective, oh my
Mhm.
god, guys, we had not only Stike Helix, but we had Stay Alive Play 2.
Yes.
That is so insane to me. They went all out for this episode, and it is deserving of that 10 on IMDb. This was the best episode of ReZero, and I will stand on that. If
Yes. Bro, when they added Six Helix to Stay Alive, okay, you add Six Helix to Stay Alive in season 4 for the Core 1 finale? You just know the episode's fucking great. You just know it's peak fiction. Like, it all just, bro, like the way, yeah, like what he said as well, like the character writing's so good. Like everything, when you take everything to account combined, God, man,
insane to
greatness
me. They went all out for this
all
episode, and
out.
it is deserving of that 10 on
The
IMDb.
10.
This was the best episode of ReZero, and I will stand on that. If you think Parent and Child is better, I understand. I understand if you think that's better. Because I literally, for my, I guess, analysis, I don't know, I just spit all that off the dome. My analysis of this episode did bring up parts of Parent and Child because that is such a pivotal moment
Hmm.
for Subaru's character. That
It is a very pivotal moment, and it's definitely one of the best episodes for sure.
right there mixed with like a couple other aspects, I could see why you could think that is better. I could see why you could think From Zero is better. I
Mm.
guess From Zero is also an episode that is very unequivocally important for Natsuki Subaru's
Hmm.
character. It's very similar to this. Amelia got her own REM moment, you could say, within a way. So
Yeah, I think, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what for the past videos I've been comparing it to From Zero because it's just like my goat episode, right? So the fact I literally just have a new goat episode right now. But those are my top two right now, man. Again, it's just those two episodes have aspects of ReZero that are my absolute favorites. So that's why those two are like top two. Greatness, 10 out of 10 for me.
Natsuki Subaru's character. It's very similar to this. Amelia got her own REM moment, you could say, within a way. So those two moments, I understand if you have those episodes above this, or even like whatever the last episode, season 2, episode 13, like part 1 or whatever,
Yeah.
that was also really good.
Yes.
But like, come on, outside of Madness, above this, that episode is cinematic, but it's like, come on, like, no, like, it's not topping the writing of this episode. This
Thank you. Thank you, Barneyslayer, bro. Mr. Barneyslayer, thank you. Outside of Madness is so good, but like, come on. The writing in these two episodes, these like this one, season 4, episode 11, and episode 18, From Zero, it doesn't compare. Honestly, I love these two episodes so much. Outside of Madness peak though, yeah, cinematic, but these are my top, bro. Those two are so good, man.
episode was it was just everything great about ReZero. I mean, you
Yes,
had the mystery aspect, the freaking the climactic ending, the
yes,
great character dialogue, so on and so forth. The gore. I mean, it was just so well done. I mean,
everything.
Anastasia's death, it was tragic. It was all just so tragic. And I see people upset about the pacing and stuff. And again, like I said, I just don't understand that. I hope you guys are excited for
Mhm.
Core 2. I mean, the new PV for Core 2 is out. We are waiting until August, guys. I'm also
Yeah.
very sorry that I did not stream. I had some personal stuff yesterday, so
All right.
I trust me, I would have much rather been streaming. Anyways, yeah, I'm so upset I can't make weekly ReZero episodes covering it anymore now for a
Mhm.
while. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it a lot. I will still be obviously posting about ReZero and more specifically about the web novel, but yeah, no ReZero
Okay.
for till August 12th. I mean, sucks. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope, maybe I can convince someone who didn't like the episode that this was an amazing episode of
Yeah.
ReZero. And yeah, thank you guys for listening to my TED Talk, and peace. Love y'all.
All right, and that's that, bro. Peak, man. Um, amazing video. Amazing video, man. Yo, Mr. Barneyslayer, man. You be cooking, bro. Dead ass, man. Like, he be cooking, bro. Like, this entire video, he was cooking, man. And it's interesting because, like, I could tell that, like, this is off the dome, bro. It's so impressive. This is off the dome, y'all. Like, I don't see many cuts. Like, I see cuts here and there, but, like, for the most part, like, he be, like, how he said he's going flow state. He just be talking. And the reason he's talking so fast is because he is just going flow state and giving all his thoughts, and everything is just going at once, bro. Like, it's so impressive, man. And his analysis are so good. Amazing video. Hey, you gonna be making videos about the web novel? Hey, Barney said you can also make videos about other stuff, you know, anime only stuff. But yeah, man, this 2 month freak about to be fucking crazy. But yeah, once again, shout out to Mr. Barneyslayer, original in the description. Thank you so much, bro. This is a big video. That's going to be it for today. Y'all enjoyed and you're new, subscribe, leave a like down below. Also leave a subscribe and leave a like on Barneyslayer's video. And I will see you guys next time. See you guys.